here, bud.
Oh, look at that.
Corvettes, Fords, Mopars.
Man.
55 Chevy, 54 Chevy, 60 Imperial,
73 Mustang, the top one.
73 Mustang.
Today we are in Maspeth, Queens, which also happens to be the area that I live in. I'm not going to be talking too much today. I just wanted to show you around the neighbourhood that I live in. So we're going to go on a nice little walk. There are a couple of stores, a couple of places that I want to show you on the way. A couple of little places of interest. So for the most part though, I won't be talking. While we've got the coronavirus going on, I can't get into Manhattan right now. But Manhattan is right down there. You can see the tall building, which I'm sure you can. That's actually Freedom Tower, where the World Trade Center once stood. And this obviously was the view that we had of the World Trade Center on the day of 9/11/2001. So anyway, let's go for a little walk around the neighborhood here. And like I said, I'm not going to need to say too much. There are just two parts that I think will be of real interest to you. Now this is one of the places that I noticed the other day, which I really love. I'm not too sure if it's a house or a business office. I just love the way that it's cut though. It's almost like it's cut just to fit into the sidewalk here.
That's okay. If they say they're going to get rid of the door, no problem. If they go back.
Now, you may have seen in some of my older videos, and you're certainly going to see them in videos that are upcoming. I'm always on the hunt for old New York signs. Now the one on across the street there doesn't look too old, but I'm not even sure if that's the same company anymore. They also used to be right here, and the sign here is covered up, but it says the same thing. Now all throughout Manhattan there's signs everywhere dating all the way back to the early 1900s. In fact, I have a path mapped out on 5th Avenue and 6th Avenue where I'm going to show you hundreds of them. It's going to be quite a in-depth video, that one is. So here's the old sign. Now, from what I know, this company was in business 1984, but that was when they became incorporated. I have a feeling that Schwalbach probably dates long before that. I'm not saying this one, this sign is really old, but I wouldn't be too surprised if that's like late 60s, early 70s. And like I said, in some of my other videos you would have seen a few of these old signs. It's a little hobby that I have. Going around New York finding signs from days of old. And like I said, once we're able to get back into Manhattan, I have two trips planned already. The scripts are already written. Well, I'm going to show you some really fascinating signs. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take my camera with me, do a walkthrough first. Take all the pictures and then do a walkthrough with the camera. Because there's so many of them, I wouldn't be able to keep stopping and starting and taking pictures. But hopefully I'll be able to get that one done real soon. Now the sign up there can give the appearance of being an old sign, but it's actually not. The reason you're able to tell that is because of the suffix in front of the phone number. Any billboard placard that has 718 or 347, that would have gone up after 1985. That's when the suffixes were first used to separate them from Manhattan. And so any building that doesn't have 718 before it, that means that business has been in business for more than 35 years already. And we're probably going to see a couple of them right now, actually, I would imagine. Just because I know the area. Obviously I live in the area, so I know it a little bit. For a moment I thought that was real. Of course if it moved you'd soon see me jump. Now it's somewhat ironic that this tattoo parlour here was the last tattoo I got was done at this parlour. In fact it's this one right here. The tattoo artist that I used took up residency here, which was right in my neighbourhood, so obviously I was a very happy man. Now then, that whole point I was saying about old signs, you look at this one here, It's got a really old phone number there. EV6 4343. Which became 386 4343. So that goes way back to probably the 1950s, I would imagine. I know this business here actually started in the 1950s. Not sure if there's anything on the outside that'll give us an idea. So this sign here isn't super old, probably from the 1980s. But as the business has been here for a while, I figured, I'm good, man. How you doing?
You know, videotaping the business.
Yeah, well, you know, it's an old business from like the 1950s, right?
It's been here since the 50s.
Yeah. So I was doing some research on it. I saw the old speedometer
Yeah.
sign. I'm not sure if you sell speedometers anymore.
We.
You want to see some speedometers?
So you do still sell them,
Take
yeah?
a video speedometers.
No kidding.
Yeah, go in the front. I'll show you some 50s.
Oh, no kidding, really?
Yeah, go in the
For the front? Okay. Well, there's an added bonus, guys.
Take a look here, bud.
Oh, look at that.
Corvettes, Fords, Mopars.
Man.
55 Chevy, 54 Chevy, 60 Imperial,
73 Mustang, the top one.
73 Mustang, Mercury, a
That's a
55
Ford, too.
Mercury.
I think that's a Galaxy right there, right?
This is an Oldsmobile, 55
Oh,
Oldsmobile.
okay.
This is a 62 Cadillac.
Business card. Yeah, we got some cars in here that come around.
Awesome.
Look.
So, as these guys are being so nice to me here, let me show you their business, and if you're in the neighborhood, you can stop by.
Yeah, this was by the shop here just the other day. Actually, I have the owners. Yeah, he's got 3 cars. I got a 73 Mustang on a lift
Okay.
right now, but he's got a 50 Pontiac. Hold up, shop. I'm a car guy, so all my files are on cars. So you're gonna see here. Hold up. All right, there you go. This is the shop. These are pictures from the shop.
Oh, man, look at
I
that.
don't know. 50 Pontiac. And this car is actually beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And you had this in the shop just recently,
A
yeah?
couple days ago. Who was here?
Mm-hmm.
There's Bobby walking by. There's a tool truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's the owner right here, this guy right here.
Okay.
He owns a body shop. He has a 66, I think 66 Charger or 67. This car was beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at the plate. We have a plate downstairs, 1947.
No kidding,
It must have
really.
been his father's, yeah. Oh, look at this. Somebody repaired this with a 5-gallon.
Look at that.
That's the guy's Charger too.
Okay.
Really nice car. It doesn't do it at 67. We get a lot of nice cars. Weird cars, nice cars.
Okay, I haven't been there for a few years, but...
A Hudson.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 55 Chevy. There's people coming here by the shop. looking
Uh-huh.
around. He lives around the corner, the guy. Teen Angel.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah. 1955 New York plate, too.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Friends beam up. We got a few pictures here. This one's nice. This is the father of the guy with the Chevrolet, with the 55 Chevy, the one I said Teen Angel.
Uh-huh.
That's a 55 T-Bird. And he's got a New York plate, too.
Wow.
I will. Okay, big. Okay.
Okay. That's the car right there.
That's awesome. That looks beautiful.
50s, 60s Mustangs, Volvos, muscle cars,
Uh-huh.
Jokes. That's a Mercedes Sprinter with a BMW emblem. Here you go. Here's another old one. I think this 58. I think. Fairlane, a Galaxy.
Ford. Oh, okay.
Caddy with 30,000 original miles on it.
Is that all, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It had a paint job, or Earl Scheib paint job. I think.
Uh-huh.
You can see it's dull. You been in New York a while?
Yeah, I've been here like 25 years now.
Where do you live?
Just
Picked it up from North Carolina from a hillbilly,
Uh-huh.
a redneck. And yeah, it's a clone. It's not a real SS, but the car was done impeccable. We paid a lot of money for it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bobby right there. It's the dirtiest I ever seen him. So I had to take a picture of him. Buicks. We get all that Corvettes. 69 Caddy on the lift. I work on a lot of Volvos and Mercedes.
Uh-huh.
Because I used to work for them. That's 63 Corvette. Yeah, we get a lot of cars that come through here. Caddies, all kinds of stuff.
That's great, yeah.
His father started the business. We
Okay.
get phone calls here. When I started here 10 years, I worked for Volvo and Mercedes since 1987. I've been here about 10 years, a little over 10 years. And when I first started here, somebody calls up. He goes, "Yeah, this Queen's Instrument." I says, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I need what do you say, a string for a Fender." Now, I'm not a musician by no means. I didn't even know what the hell a Fender was. I know what a Fender on a car. I said, "No, this ain't a body shop. This is a auto repair electrical shop." Huh? He goes, "No, this is Queen's Instrument, right? 62. I said, "Yeah." "Yeah, but it says instruments. I'm looking for he's talking about a guitar string for a
Right.
Fender guitar. I never knew that. I learned that 10 years ago. That was here. We get like twice a month a call. "Oh, do you sell drums?" These are, cause
Right.
years ago they used to call gauges. We call them gauges here in America. I don't know what
Yeah.
they call them in. We're from Ireland, I guess.
England.
England?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they call them gauges or not. I know they have different terminology for these things. You know,
Right.
This is a gauge cluster. That's what, years ago they used to call them instruments.
Okay.
The father kept the name, the son kept the name, that's the son.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So that's why I get phone
Yeah.
calls every now and then. "Oh yeah, do you have an instrument for a drumstick, for this, for that?" I'm like, no, hold up, it's not what you think.
Right.
You know. He goes, "Oh, that's why I see pictures of cars around." I was like, "Yeah, it's an auto repair shop."
Gotcha.
But we get that quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well,
All right. Well,
enjoy.
listen. Thank you. I
Nice
appreciate
little
you.
camera you got there. Is it expensive?
Yeah. It cost about $400.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it like the GoPro?
Exactly like the GoPro.
Yeah.
It's just a little. When I'm walking around, it steadies a lot easier. In fact, I'm gonna have to switch it off just now.
Okay.
Only because we're on 25 minutes.